The Girls on the Bus episode 7 saw the journalists and candidates make yet another stop on the campaign trail, with the characters' personal drama at the story's forefront. After being stranded in the middle of nowhere in the Girls on the Bus episode 6, the show returned to its more typical format in episode 7. However, most of the focus wasn't on the race itself, with each of the Girls on the Bus characters facing their own challenges in their personal lives, picking up where the previous episode left off. Even with all the behind-the-scenes drama in the Girls on the Bus, episode 7 managed to shine a light on investigative journalism as well. The Girls on the Bus was inspired by The Boys on the Bus and is based on the 2018 memoir Chasing Hillary by the show's co-creator Amy Chozick. Thus, journalism and the work the journalists do during the presidential election cycle is at the show's core. The Girls on the Bus finds a nice balance between political and private drama in the series, with episode 7 being another great example of this. Sadie wanted to get an abortion. Sadie ordered pills for a medical abortion. At the end of the Girls on the Bus episode 6, after several tense and emotional scenes between Sadie and loafers, Sadie made the shocking discovery that her period was late. The Girls on the Bus episode 7 confirmed that Sadie was indeed pregnant when she consulted her doctor about getting an abortion. All the traveling Sadie has to do on Walker's bus made it difficult for Sadie to find a proper time for a procedure and the aftercare it requires. Due to this, Sadie's doctor prescribed her pills for a medical abortion to be sent to her hotel in California, the next stop on their trail. While Sadie was sure of her decision, the timing made things difficult for her. Sadie was also busy with her and Grace's research into Walker's donors and all the events she needed to attend. When Grace called Sadie out for not doing enough of her work, Sadie told her friend about the pregnancy and impending abortion. Grace was supportive of her fellow journalist, offering her support, although Sadie insisted she was fine. 7. Eric cheated on Kimberlyn. Kimberlyn tried hooking up with a Secret Service member. In the Girls on the Bus episode 5, Eric and Kimberlyn got married at her father's home while the journalists were in South Carolina for the primary. The wedding was initially intended to be an engagement party, but Eric surprised her with the ceremony, knowing Kimberlyn had been stressed about planning a wedding while on the road. Unfortunately, their marriage didn't start exactly how they would have liked it, as Eric's mother criticized Kimberlyn for always putting her work first and Eric failed to properly stand up for his new wife. Though Lola reminded Eric that he knew what he was getting into when he married Kimberlyn and the couple made up, the problem didn't go away in the Girls on the Bus. Frustrated with how little they'd seen each other, Eric scheduled a couples therapy appointment for them, catching Kimberlyn off guard. She was even more shocked when he revealed that he'd drunkenly kissed his ex-girlfriend at the bar after Kimberlyn didn't answer one of his calls. Eric claimed he set up the counseling session because he knew Kimberlyn would just hang up on him if he tried to tell her over the phone. Unfortunately for Eric, she did just that, ending their video call with the therapist before Eric could properly explain himself. Feeling betrayed, Kimberlyn tried to get back at Eric by hooking up with a Secret Service member, but ultimately couldn't go through with it, knowing two wrongs wouldn't make a right. 6. Lola was part of an article about her school's shooting. Lola's family did an interview without her permission. The Girls on the Bus episode 7 also dug a bit deeper into Lola's personal life, including her relationship with her family. In the Girls on the Bus episode 4, Lola talked to Kimberlyn about being a victim of a school shooting while in high school. Following the tragedy that took the lives of her friends and classmates, Lola became the face of the gun control movement and became famous for the most unfortunate reason. Lola then used the platform she'd been given as a force for good, or at least is trying to do that. Still, Lola wants to put the past behind her, which is why she turned down an interview request for a story about where the survivors like her are today. Unfortunately, her family didn't seem to get the memo and spoke to the publication themselves, putting her name in the headlines again. While in California, Lola confronted her family about what they'd done, reminding them that it wasn't their place to tell her story. As she put it, she didn't want to be a poster child for death anymore.